Straya, how are you going? How are you going? Are you right? You should be. What is that, Jim? Well, it is Friday, June 27, all day. TGIF, am I right? And I'll tell you what, we've got some Aussies in the NBA. I'm pretty excited about this. I'm your host, James Clements. This is NBA Australia from Larry Armour Studios. Fresh off 2 days worth of live streaming every single bit of the NBA draft, including the bit where 3 Aussies got taken during ad breaks. What the hell? I've got some thoughts about that. Anyway, today's show, we're going to do a recap of the second round. We'll do the team grades. Every team, all the picks they made, we'll grade them all. We'll break down where the Aussies landed and how they fit, and that'll be kind of it. Got an Outback Takehouse in there, a couple of YNRs, an unpopular opinion of the day. We'll fix the draft for you. I promise you that. I will fix the NBA draft. It's going to be awesome. So, all right, that's about it, really. We'll talk about some of the other Aussies and where they got drafted as well in there, but should be a cracker. And then we'll quickly, at the very end of this, look forward to, I don't know, the Rookie of the Year sort of stuff. Maybe a little bit of free agency. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Episode 1296 of NBA Australia. Oh, let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Darcy Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shack attack.
You better watch out for the ad break attack if you're the Aussies. What the hell was that?
What was that? What the hell was that?
All right, so let's start today's show the way we start every show here at NBA Australia with, what is it, some sort of whip around? There you go. The daily whip around. We're going to recap the second round of the draft, of course, but fuck me dead. First things first. Are you serious, NBA? Are you fucking serious? You spend two nights doing the draft, and you are so fucking disrespectful to the players being drafted that you go to fucking ad breaks while they're being drafted. This is an absurd situation. Yes, when you're doing it and cramming it all into one night, I can get why that happens. But if you're going to stretch it out over 2 fucking days, show some respect to these players. You're fucking happy to gush, oh, all the hard work, all the heartbreak and everything they've gone through. You're happy to fucking plumb the depths of emotion for that shit and then just fucking gloss over people being drafted during ad breaks. Are you fucking serious? What an absolute shit show that was. Anyway, so we had 4 Aussies drafted. 3 of them happened during a fucking ad break. So we don't get Mark Tatum out there going, we've picked number 42, 55. None of that shit because we're in a fucking ad break. Are you serious? Anyway, now the second thing we need to fix. Are you fucking serious with this shit, NBA? Like, it is fucked. I'm going to fix the NBA draft later in Outback Takehouse, but fucking hell. 12 of the 59 picks in this draft were actually used by the team that owned them. 12 of 59. That means 47 picks in this draft alone were moved, traded, swapped at some point. What are we fucking doing here? That's 80% of the picks. That's an absolute fucking shit show. Are you serious? What an absolute embarrassment. Anyway, so here we are. Now, entertain us. I just did over 2 live streams worth of days. The Aussies go obviously between picks 45 and 55. Amazing stuff. We were doing the live stream. It was really, really fun. Thanks to all the legends who jumped on, chatted along, jumped in the comments, said g'day, hung out, watched it, did the thing. It's fantastic. Very much enjoyed that. And so we'll go quickly through the second round picks as best we sort of can remember. We're not going to trade. We're not going to like grade these picks. We're just going to go through each of the picks in the second round. We'll then grade all the teams. We'll go through all the teams. So it was a fun second round. It seems like they've now figured out how to do this second round thing. They put it in the foyer, essentially, of Barclays Center, which is pretty smart. It's fucking giant. So having had my Brooklyn Nets season tickets for so fucking long, I'm just so used to waiting in line in that foyer to get into the fucking place. Absolute shit show as well, trying to get in there. As I said on the live stream today, I still don't know how it was easier to get into MSG than into fucking Barclays Center when there's like 2/3 of the people there maximum at any given time. Anyway, it was kind of nice. Good setup. Very much enjoyed it. But of course, as I said, people getting picked during ad breaks is just unfucking forgivable if you ask me, because the amount of times that we would cut to an ad break having just spent 5 minutes on absolute fucking bullshit while the pick's already in, just get him out there, read the fucking pick, then go to an ad break. Give these kids the shine that they deserve, that you're so happy to fucking fall over backwards about. Oh, look at this story. It's amazing. Fucking respect every single one of these kids who's been drafted. Or fuck off. Serious. All right, second rounders. Let's do it. The NBA draft, second round, number 31. It was going to be Minnesota, and then there was a trade. Because, of course, there was. This one ended up being with Phoenix. Rasheer Fleming from St. Joseph's. Don't mind that. Another big body for the Suns. Orlando pick at 32. Trade with Boston. They get the Panda. Noah Pender. Don't mind that. They still just really fucking need a point guard. The Hornets had the back-to-back picks at 33 and 34. Took Zion James from Duke. And then the big man, Ryan Kalkbrenner from Creighton. Love that. Just good team building, I guess. We don't know how good these dudes are, but here we are. 35, the Sixers took Johnny Broome. They also, and we'll get to the two-way signees. So once the draft ends, you then get the flurry of, oh, you signed a non-guaranteed or a guaranteed two-way, like all those fucking picks. Anyway, because they got Izan Almanshah as well, which is kind of cool. Anyway, so the Sixers get Johnny Broome as another backup big, sure. They got Adam Boner in the second round last year. He was fine-ish. They've also got Yabu. They had Andre Drummond. Johnny Broome, sure. Yeah, sure. The Lakers trade up. So this was originally a Brooklyn pick that got traded to the Wolves, I believe, from the Suns originally, and then ends up with the Lakers at 36. And they take Adu Tiaro. That's right, Tiaro from Arkansas. They had a first-round grade on him, so they were stoked to get a wing that adds a bit of athleticism. Rob Pelinka, yeah, we're just going to get better around the margins. It's like, yeah, I guess. 37, the Pistons take Chaz Lanier. Sure. Guard from Tennessee. Indy take Cam Jones at 38. That was the trade with the Spurs from yesterday. Cam Jones from Marquette. Not bad. The Raptors take Elijah Martin from Florida. Going to talk about the Raptors again later. The Pelicans take Micah Peavy from Georgetown. That was from Washington in the crazy New Orleans trade. The Suns then get 41 from Golden State in exchange for 52 and 59. They take Kobe Bryant from Kentucky because what Phoenix need more of is shooting guards. Sure. 42, the Kings take Maxime Reynaud from Stanford, the big Frenchman. Didn't mind that one. The Wizards take Jameer Watkins from Florida straight there at 43. 44, Brooks Barnheiser goes to the Thunder. Minnesota at 55, taking from the Bulls, Lakers, Rocco Zikarsky. And the first Aussie comes off the board at 45. Love this. Backing up Rudy Gobert and Joanne Berenguer, which is kind of fun. Rocco was always like sort of linked to Minnesota there for a bit. Obviously with pick 31, I felt that might have been a little bit high for Rocco, but 45 feels just right. Looks like he'll sign a two-way, spend a bunch of time in the G League developing. 46, Boston. This is the pick they get from Orlando. They take Amari Williams from Kentucky. Sure. The Bucks at 47. We have Shams on before this pick going, yeah, Giannis is watching this very carefully as to what he's thinking about where this team's going. It's like, mate, it's pick fucking 47. If Giannis is so bent out of shape, he's fucking gone, buddy. Stop fucking doing this shit, Shams, you weird, small-handed, dead-eyed fuck. Anyway, 48, the Grizzlies take Javon Small. Ironically, plays pretty small, but anyway. Cavaliers then at 49. Take Tyrese Proctor. The Aussie point guard from Duke University. Love this landing spot. Tyrese Proctor at 49. Yo, beauty. 2 of the 4 Aussies off the board. Tyrese Proctor goes during a ad break. Amazing. Number 50, the Clippers trade with the Knicks at 51 to take Kobe Sanders from Nevada. The Knicks then take Muhammad Diawara at 51. Bit of a draft and stash there for the Knickerbockers. Don't know about that. 52, the Golden State Warriors take Alex Toohey from the Sydney Kings using one of those Phoenix Suns picks. Love that for the Warriors. Love that for Alex. That's fantastic. Ripper. We'll talk about this again later. 53, the Utah Jazz. It's a soft J. Take John Ponge from Wisconsin. Sure. Pacers take Talion Peter from Liberty. Cool. And then at 55, with the Lakers pick that the Lakers sold to them, the Chicago Bulls take your Illawarra Hawk NBL champion and the final Aussie that we kind of expected to go. Rain Smith was probably not going to get drafted. But anyway, Lahlan Olbrich goes to Chicago to pair up with our man, the Gidmeister, Josh Giddey. Golden State then take Will Richard at 56, taking Memphis's pick. Boston take Max Schulger in the pick that they got from Orlando at 57. The Cleveland Cavaliers pair our man Tyrese Proctor with Saliu Niang, which is kind of cool. And then 59 in the final pick, they take Jamal Marshak from Tennessee. After that pick does the rounds from Golden State, Houston, Phoenix, ends up with Memphis. So amazing gear to watch the Aussies. After we're sort of sitting there on the live stream going, they're going to get picked right. Boom, they go from 45, 49, 52, and 55. Absolutely crush it. We'll talk about the fits later. That was awesome. I'm stoked. Welcome to the NBA, Rocco Zikarsky, Tyrese Proctor, Alex Toohey, and our man, Lahlan Olbrich. That is awesome. And what a second round it was. That was really, really fun. So, let's do some draft grades for every team here and who they took. Because as I said at the top, right, with 47 of these 59 picks moving around, there was a minute, especially in the 30s and 40s of the draft, where you're just like, where the fuck is this pick going? What has it been traded for? There's a dearth of information. It's a fucking shit show. But anyway, let's start and grade every team. We'll go alphabetically right after a very brief break brought to you by our man, Nick Hexum from 311.
Hey, what's up? This is Nick Hexum from 311, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
All right, let's do it. So after talking for, 3.5 hours yesterday, 2.5 hours today, just a lot of talking. My voice is going a little bit, so we'll see how we go for the rest of this show. But we're going to grade all of these teams. Let's start with the Atlanta Hawks. So they trade back, remember, from 13. They get an A triple plus. Basically, right? Because they get pick 23. They had pick 13, you might remember. And to go back 10 spots in this first round, the Atlanta Hawks, in return, received a unprotected first round pick, the better of the pick between the Pelicans and the Bucks. Unprotected. Yeah, they get an A fucking triple plus just for that move. Like Asa Newell, who they took at 23, is also just like, cool, good job. Taking advantage of Joe Dumas, absolute winning territory. I love that. Like it's just going to be fun on the bun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun on the bun.
Great job, Atlanta. Boston, I'm going to give them a C. They're hard up against it. We know that, right? In terms of money. So Hugo Gonzalez. Hugo at number 28. Amari Williams at 46. Max Schulger. They send a Panda to Orlando. It felt a little bit like, okay, draft and stash Ugo. Amari Williams, maybe you can have him on like the non-guaranteed. It's fine. It's just not very, I don't know. The constraints of the money for Boston, it was always going to be a tough draft, and here they are. Yeah. Whereas Brooklyn, they're going to get a D from me because what a fucking mess. Seriously. Absolute mess of a draft from Brooklyn. Igor Demin at 8, Nolan Traore at 19, Drake Powell, who I like, at 22, Benny Sarif at 26, nope, and Danny Wolf at 27. Okay, cool. Just teenagers across the board, most of whom can dribble. Only Danny Wolf seemingly can kind of shoot-ish. Drake Powell is kind of good. But Demin and Traore, like Igor, basically Russian Josh Giddey. Right? But an even worse shooter. Yeesh. Really worries me. I love how he talks about basketball. He's like, in Russia, basketball is art, eh? It's very fun to play with other people. And, yes, it's maybe so good, maybe not so good. But it's just the amount of talent that they could have taken that they didn't. Feels like they completely galaxy brained themselves into just another fucking shit show. So great job, Brooklyn. D from me. Charlotte, actually it felt like they built around what they had. Not building on a fucking spreadsheet like seemingly Brooklyn did. I'm going to give them an A because you add Connie Knippel and McNeely, two awesome shooters to like their exact, LaMelo, Spindles, Miller kind of vibe. They needed a big. They got that in Kalkbrenner, and they got Sion James as well at 33. Just pretty kind of cool. Like, I just kind of like how it all fits. They're not going to stop anybody, Charlotte. They're not going to stop anyone. But they're going to shoot the piss out of it. Chicago! I'm going to give them a B+. They get the plus just for taking Lahlan Olbrich. I love that. Essengay is an interesting one. I just don't know, as I sort of said yesterday, they might have just taken Patch Williams 2.0. You've still, like, Olbrich's an interesting one. They can sort of, I'll talk about this later, but Olbrich, look, they took the Aussie, get Josh Giddey's mate in there, laughing. Don't mind it. B+ for me. If they didn't take Lahlan Olbrich, I'd still be at about a C- because Essengay, I'm just at 12. I was a little bit, Cleveland. That's right. Cleveland. They're going to get an A for me because they took Tyrese Proctor. They didn't have a first rounder. And the first pick they have is 49. And they get Tyrese Proctor, basically that'll fill the perfect gap if Ty Jerome bounces. So, cool. And a draft and stash in Salu Niang. Not bloody bad. A+ for the Dallas Mavericks. Why is that, Jim? Well, they had one pick in this draft. And it was number 1. And they got a generational superstar. Cooper Flagg. He better be good, right? That's fantastic. Denver, NA, because they didn't have any picks. Detroit basketball. Shaz Lanier. They could have gone Toohey, and I feel like that would have been a pretty good fit. But look, in the SEC, he's a decent shooter. And look, the Pistons just need more shooting. If you're going to have Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, you've got Orsar Thompson, you've got Ron Holland. You got another shooter. You've got, Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway there. It's fine. Just get more shooting. That's okay. So I'll give them, a B-. Fine. 37. Then, A+. Let's do it. Golden State Warriors, because with their first pick in this draft, they take Alex Toohey. That's a thumbs up from me, mate, Jim. I love the fit there for him. Will Richard as well. Love you, Alex Toohey. Simple as that. He's fantastic. Let's bloody go. He also, we'll talk about this again, he fits a need there, just saying. Golden State, A+. Houston, no picks after they traded them all in the KD trade, so yeah, sure. Then Indiana, they took Cam Jones at 38 after the swap out with the Spurs, and they took Talion Peter at 54. Cam Jones, I don't mind that. So Johnny Furphy last year, very, 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 very solid. Cam Jones is a little bit older, and also could actually help straight away. They'll keep developing Johnny Furphy. Peter is just like, whatever. Sure. But I will give Indy, let's give him a B- as well. You know? It's fine. Cam Jones, I'd just rather them play our man Furfs a little bit more. Clippers, Niederhauser and Kobe Sanders. I'm going to give them a C+. Niederhauser's fine-ish. I just don't know. Like, he will sort of be an interesting sort of, backup big to their man Zoobs. Kobe Sanders, like, moving a little bit was kind of fine, but he's another older rookie. Let's give him a B-. Yeah, there's a B-. The Lakers took Tiaro. They spent some monies, basically to go from 55, 45, and then 36. That's how you spend money. That's just moving up, baby. Moving on up. Woo-hoo. He's a pretty, interesting prospect. Not much of a shooter in college, but I don't know. They got a little bit more athletic, I guess. Lakers, a bit of a weird one. Memphis, they trade up. They get Coward. They took Javon Small and Jamal Marshak. They traded up again. That's just, they love fucking trading up to Memphis. I'm going to give him a B because I don't mind Coward. So if you like him and you go get him, that's fine. It's also funny that, so they move up to 11 to go get him and give up 16 and Portland wasted that pick. So it's fucking, yeah, that's a win for me. Miami get an A because they took Yakunchunas. Kasparas Yakunchunas. I really like A. They get an A because it's a great value pick. His fit on Miami is going to be fascinating. Can't wait to watch them, actually. And I never say that about Miami. So good on them. Milwaukee. Oh, geez. Giannis is watching this one. And they take Bogojub Markovic. Amazing. A, one of the great names. Bogojub Markovic at 47. Oh, but Giannis is watching closely. So I guess in that spot, they get like a D. Giannis is watching. Well, we better take the fucking weird Serbian dude. Sure. Who else is next? That's Milwaukee. Minnesota! They get an A because they took Rocco. They got a pair of bigs. They're like, well, we need to shore up our backup big spot, and that's exactly what they did, taking Bettengay and then Rocco Zikarsky. Love that. So that's an A from me for Minnesota. New Orleans, they get an F. Yes, you got Fears. Yes, you got Derek Queen, but you gave up an unprotected first for next year. You fucking morons. They take Micah Peavy of 40. Who fucking cares? F. You're building around Zion with dudes who might not be able to space the floor. What are you Joe Dumars, undefeated in being a dipshit. The Knickerbockers, I'm going to give them a D because you're doing this. You get a draft and stash in Muhammad Diawara, but you don't have a coach. What are you doing? D. OKC takes Sorber and then Brooks Barnheiser. It's just solid. It's an A-. It's across the board. They get Sorber to eventually replace Isaiah Hartenstein, I guess. And then Barnheiser likely pushes out Alex Dukas on a two-way contract is probably my guess. So, yeah, tough one for Alex Dukas, but NBA champion. Hang that banner. Orlando take Jace Richardson and the Panda. I'm going to give them a B. Yeah, we'll give them a B. B-. You still need a fucking point. Look, free agencies next week. Nick Alexander-Walker, anybody? I don't know if they can afford him though, right? So I feel like the best way for them to add like an interesting point guard for cheap was in the draft. The Panda at 32, you should have just gone Tyrese Proctor. What are you doing? So yeah, B-. Because I do like Jace Richardson. Like people soured on him because he's like a little short. They've got Desmond Bain, Jace Richardson coming off the bench. They've spent years with Ice Cole Anthony. They've got Anthony Black, who might develop into like a decent point guard, who's got fucking plenty of size. So that's fine. So I like the Jace Richardson pick because he can shoot the piss out of it. Panda, who knows what's going to happen there. But still, B-. Needed a point guard. Philly! VJ Edgecombe, I like the pick. I talked about this yesterday. Broom in place of Adam Boner and Andre Drummond. Dunno. He seems fine. So we'll give him a B plus for Philly. I feel like the backup big spot was not something that you're going to really... Like, if you're Philly, like if Embiid goes down and Adam Boner and Andre Drummond couldn't sort of fill a gap last year, I don't know if Broom is gonna, you know? So it feels a bit weird. But VJ's a weapon. Give him a B+. Phoenix! They take Kaman Maliwach at 10. Like that. Rasheed Fleming at 31. Actually like that. And then another shooting guard at 41, Kobe Bryant, which is funny as fuck. But he can shoot the piss out of it. Right? Their big problem is, like, defensively, you just need a really hardcore 3-and-D dude at that 3 or 4 spot. And, like, maybe Rasheed Fleming's going to help there. Bit of extra shot blocking out there. Maliwach as a big. They've got 2 Duke centers now, right? Like, Mark Williams and Maliwach. Anyway, they got bigger. I think they got better. That's a win. So we'll give them a B. Portland, F. Yang Hansen, I love this pick. It was the funniest fucking thing that all happened all day yesterday. What are you doing, Portland? He might be awesome. I do not care. Chinese Jokic will live forever. Like, if he's awesome, that's great. They do get an extra first by moving back, but at the same time, like, what are we doing? You could have also moved further back and, like, maybe you swapped out the picks with, like, what? Like New Orleans, right? Like, you could have got an unprotected first. Instead, you get, like, a protect. Anyway, Portland, like, Yang Hansen, it's just kind of, you get the rapping Hansen brother, who's Chinese. Chinese Jokic. What a world. Sacramento, didn't mind them taking Maxime Renaud, the Fox, at 42. So I'm going to give them a B. Nick Clifford, sort of that older wing, 3-and-D wing. I'm actually fucking fine with that. So I don't mind Sacramento's draft, but that team is just a bit of a mess. They got they got a big. Renaud wasn't a giant shot blocker, but he did shoot threes. So I don't know. Maybe they'll space the floor a bit. Can he play next to Suva? Maybe. San Antone, they get an A. Dylan Harper and Carter Bryant. Love that. Anytime you got a dude named after Vince Carter and Kobe Bryant all at once, you can put them next to Wemby and Co. They're fine. Good stuff, San Antonio. Toronto. Oofed. Look, Colin Murray-Boyles will be good in the NBA. I think his motor, his drive, his work ethic, all that sort of shit, that's fine. And then the thing is, you've sort of got Elijah Martin. You've taken 2 undersized dudes who don't really kind of fit what you're trying to do. Toronto get a C. Especially at 39, like, they could have done a little bit more. They could have taken someone like Proctor or Toohey, and I'd be kind of a little bit happy with it. But just feels a little bit, again, similar to like Brooklyn, right? Like almost trying to outsmart yourself, and you sort of come away going, oh, why do we do that? All right, and then you got Utah. I'm going to give them a B because I love the ballsiness of the Bailey pick. The Ace Bailey pick is awesome. And the Walter Clayton Jr. pick, I sort of talked about it yesterday. Look, he will be solid. I don't know if, like, that's exactly the dude you needed on Utah, right? Especially to trade up to go get him. They took Tonje at 53. They could have gotten Olbrich. What are you doing? Oh, mate. I'm just saying, Utah, you've got an Aussie just like in the guts of all this. Just, come on. What are we doing? Could have taken Olbrich. Anyway, Tonje Short, he was like the oldest dude in the draft, which is pretty crazy. But still, I'm going to give him a B because I love the balls of the Ace Bailey pick. He could win Rookie of the Year, which I'll get to later. Walter Clayton Jr. will be very solid, I think, with Isaiah Collier there, with Jordan Jeremy Clarkson. I don't know. But come on, Mike Cannon-Brooks, the Aussie, on the ownership group. Where's the hand up going? Can we get Lucky Olbrich, please? Come on. Anyway, and then finally, Washington. Weird draft for me. I'm going to give them a B as well because, like, the Trey Johnson pick I like. Will Riley I like. Jameer Watkins at 43 I was a bit iffy on because they still needed a big. Free agency, sure. But free agency this year is fucking shithouse. So I don't know. The idea of Watkins is okay. Johnson's defense is going to be a bit shithouse, but so is all of fucking Washington. So I don't know. I don't mind it. So that's all the teams. Are there any different winners and losers additional from yesterday, Jim? Yeah, nah. Well, all of the teams that took Aussies, I feel a bit better about. Chicago, I feel a bit better about because they got Olbrich. I feel better about, well, obviously Golden State didn't have a first rounder, so they get Alex Toohey. Fucking love that. That's a big win for them. And the same with Cleveland. Getting Tyrese Proctor, that is a win for them. Not having a first rounder, getting Tyrese at 49 is awesome. So good job by them. So Chicago probably moved from losers to at least like half winners because they go from Essengay, which might be Patch Williams 2.0, another fucking project. But then they get Olbrich at 55. It's fine. Otherwise, I think the undecideds from yesterday were Washington, Utah, and Philly. And I still feel like I'm a little bit undecided. Like Philly getting a big felt a bit janky. Like Alex Toohey would have been a fun fit there. Utah, it's fine-ish. Like I'm not going to call them a loser because I still love that they got Ace Bailey, so they're fine. And Washington was the other undecided from yesterday with getting Watkins. I'm probably going to chuck them now. Look, they still have Trey Johnson. That's fine. So they can't be losers, I think. They would have been winners, though, if they gotten them big. So here we are. All right, there we go. Let's go talk about the Aussies and how they went, or at least how they fit on their new teams after we take a quick break and come back. Do some YNRs all about the Aussies right after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Daryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Australia.
You listen to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're
Australia.
listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
All right, time for some YNRs brought to you by you. That's right. Help support the show. Go sign up to, or, shout us a beer or shout us a coffee. The link is in our bio. If you want to support the show, that's it. Really, really easy, really, really simple. You can also sign up to the membership level on the Buy Us a Coffee link in our bio. That gets you an exclusive, unique podcast once a month about whatever fun topic I'm just like happy to ramble on about for an hour, right? So we're taping the first one of those next week. It's going to be awesome. Cannot wait. So go check it out. The link is in our bio. You can shout us a coffee, buy us a beer. You join up to the membership level. You get a awesome, exclusive, extra podcast each month. Bloody good, I reckon. Go check it out. All right, the YNRs are very simply this one question. Hey, Jim, are the Aussies all in pretty good situations? Yeah, nah. Yeah, I kind of think so, right? Like, let's break it down. Let's do all four of them. So Rocco goes 45 to Minnesota. So a two-way contract is what we've seen reported. He gets to develop behind Rudy Gobert, Stafatoa, and first rounder in yesterday's draft in the first round, Joanne Bettengay. Better learn some French, Rocco, just saying, so you can hear if they're talking shit about you. That's a up here trick, just saying. But I think anytime you're being drafted in the second round, the team's obviously paid attention to you. The team has brought you in, had a chat, had a look at you, and really sort of kicked the tires a bit. And that's very clearly what Minnesota have done. They understand that he's a development player. Signing the two-way just means he can go into the G League, hang out, do his thing. But I think you look at the way Minnesota are just sort of built around the likes of Rudy Gobert, bringing in Berenguer. It's pretty it's a good situation because it's very clearly the Wolves going, right, well, we know how to play with a giant tall bloke in our team. So maybe Rocco, if he can play a bit of defense, run and jump and dunk some balls, it's like, geez, not bloody bad. Could develop very easily into Rudy's backup ahead of Joanne. So, Joanne Bettengay, look out, just saying. But it's pretty good. I think Minnesota are obviously invested in him, and it's pretty, Luke Longley-esque up there in Minnesota in the draft. But this is a, second rounder, two-way, spend some time in the G League with the Iowa Wolves. Figure out how to play some basketball, Rocco. Just saying. Should be good. I like the fit. You know what I really do love the fit of, though? Tyrese bloody Proctor in Cleveland. That's right. Oh, yes.
Cleveland!
What is that, Jim? Well, Tyrese Proctor being the first pick, like there's no first rounder for Cleveland this year, right?
Cleveland!
So they have a big decision to make about Ty Jerome and Sam Merrill and those contracts that they've got coming up, Cleveland, and they're up against it when it comes to money. So if one or two of those dudes just isn't there, if the Cavs decide we can't afford Ty Jerome when we've got Darius Garland, Donnie Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and of course, go the throw Jared Allen, all making shit tons of money, we're going to back up point guard on the cheap. Our second rounder, Tyrese Proctor. Perfect. I fucking love it. I love this spot for him. He's in the spiritual deli role in Cleveland, the backup point guard of the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's our man, King Deli, first of his name. So the proctologist, love that for Tyrese. Go out there, plumb some depths, kick some ass. Alex Toohey on the Wolves. So this is one of those weird ones because the draft picks got traded. We don't have word on his contract situation yet, but it does feel like it'll be G League for Golden State is my guess, next to probably Taron Armstrong, which is pretty fun. But why do I like this fit a lot? Why is that, Jim? Just think about Golden State for a second, right? If Johnny Kuminga bounces, and they are very, very clearly not enamored with Johnny Kuminga, the Golden State Warriors, if he goes, their stocks when it comes to the 3-4s on that roster are very fucking thin, very fucking fast. Because yes, you've still got Steph, and you've got what? Pods as your 1-2. You've got Moses Moody, etc. as your 1, 2, 3. It's the 3-4s that they've got on that team. It's Jimmy, it's Buddy Hield, I guess, and Gary Payton playing small if they're going to play in the 3. Draymond Green playing next to a center as your other 4, right? It's like Jimmy and Draymond if they're going to play a center. Draymond if he's playing small ball 5. Jimmy's playing probably a small ball 4. Their center rotation is like Kevon Looney, Quentin Post, Trace Jackson Davis. Alex Toohey being the first pick as well for the Warriors in this draft at 52 could very easily snag a spot as a, interchangeable 3-4 after he spends a bit of time in the G League and figures out what's going on. But also, on top of that, I think just being in the Golden State system and developing within that system is really important. So good on him. I love that for Alex Toohey. And then Lahlan Olbrich, not as good a situation, I think, as maybe some of the other Aussies in this one. It's the 55th pick. This is the Patty Mills pick. This is the Bronny James spot, 55. It's a famous second rounder, right? The problem is in Chicago, you've got Vooch in a contract year. He's backed up by Zach Collins and Jalen Smith. So at best, you're the fourth big. And then you've also got their first rounder, Essengay, Patch Williams, and Buzelis, who are all sort of be playing the 3-4. Olbrich can shoot a little bit. He's not exactly a stretch big, but maybe he's just going to work on that. Because to be honest, I don't think it'd take too much to be better than Jalen Smith, but he should, with the Windy City Bulls of the G League, probably get a bit of run, maybe sign a 2-way, get out there and actually have a bit of a crack. But it's not as nice of a fit as probably the other 3. But at the same time, he gets to hang out with Josh Giddey and learn the ropes and hang out with his Aussie compatriot. I love that. And most of all, I just want a Lahlan Olbrich Chicago jersey. I reckon that'd be awesome. So I'm going to get a Giddey one and an Olbrich one. I reckon Toohey would be my first Warriors jersey. Tyrese Proctor. Can we give him number 8 or 18 and just go full-blown deli? I love that. But the problem is I think he's already got his number sorted, doesn't he? Tyrese Proctor. what was he? 5 for Duke? 5. Yeah. Anyway, he's going to be awesome. But Olbrich, look, it's probably not as nice of a fit, but he will work with that Chicago Bulls team behind Vooch, behind Zach Collins, behind Jalen Smith, alternating 4-5, I guess. You know, 4th string big. Why not? You're a 55th pick. It's fine. But there you go. That's how the Aussies fit. Don't mind it. How about a quick unpopular opinion of the day?
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
So, the NBA might have just, it's kind of fucked the draft, hasn't it? Is that the unpopular opinion? I think it's not. I don't know if it's unpopular. I think this is a straight down the middle fucking fastball. Like, the NBA's fucked the draft. If you were like any sort of casual who watched the draft over the last 2 days, you're a sicko watching it today as well as a casual, but the amount of permutations and the dumb fuckery that the NBA is doing to not ensure that this is like a seamless watching experience is fucking beyond the pale. And on top of that, I still contend that it's wildly disrespectful to spread the fucking draft out over 2 days and then still somehow not show every player having their fucking name read out. What are we doing? That is insane to me. That should be your first fucking priority at this point. It is so disrespectful. But on top of that as well, you think about the fans from those teams, some of who, like Cleveland, like Golden State, etc., don't have first-round picks. They finally get up on the board and we're at a fucking commercial for Burger King. Like, what are you doing? This is fucking stupid, NBA. Fix your shit. What the fuck? And then finally, and this is the big one. I love this. I mentioned this on the live stream today. It's Friday at Outback. You know that means TGIF, am I right? That's right. 4-for-1 oil drum cans full of tasty, tasty Foster's Lager. It's Aussie for beer, apparently. Smash it down fast. We'll give it one of those solo big wide openings as well, so you can just nick them. Off you go. 4-for-1 cans of icy cold Foster's Lager, only at Outback. And today's Flame Girl take is the NBA needs to institute stealing Santa rules for all draft picks from now on. What do you mean, Jim? Very simply, once a draft pick has been traded twice, it cannot be traded again. Simple as that. We're going to put some fucking rules in here because this is an absolute shit show. What did I say at the top? 12 of the 59 draft picks were made by the team that actually owned that draft pick. And if you look, most of those fall in the first, 8, right? It's absolutely egregious, fucked, gross, and stupid. Now, the stealing Santa rules, where it's like, look, you're all sort of putting presents in the middle of a thing, and you select one, and or you can steal it from somebody else. But a specific present or a specific person can only be stolen from twice. Tell me this wouldn't fix the absolute shit show of the draft right now, right? Where shit's being traded at the last minute, we don't know where the fuck's anything going. Hey, we're going to make this a much more fucking seamless, idealized version of a draft where if that pick's already been traded once, you're going to trade it again and that is it. It can only be traded twice. It doesn't get traded again and away we go. You can't tell me that doesn't fix about half of this fuckery that we have going on right now. That is an Outback Takehouse. Flame Grill Take. Only at Outback. Seriously, tell me how it's wrong. Stealing Santa rules for all the draft picks. Can't trade a draft pick more than twice. Once it's a player, I don't give a fuck. But that draft pick, 2031, first from Minnesota, is spent in San Antonio, now it's in Sacramento. Is it? Can't go anywhere else now. I love it because you're actually now working within some sort of constraint. And you got to fucking plan appropriately. Come on, use your heads. This is why I am the Vice President of Common Fucking Sense. Simple as that. All right, let's do a Patty Mills Game Day Baller Game Day Twitter check-in. I reckon there's Josh Giddy, welcome, my boy. Lahlan Olbrich. Love that. On your kids. Got to make sure I've got a follow on for Lockie. It's pretty good. Alex Dukas. Yeah, Goose. That's pretty good. Augustus Marcialonis has got a Exhibit 10 deal with the Lakers. I forgot to do all the extra bits of where people are signing. So let's do that really quickly. Come on, bros. Where are we? All right. Now, there was, very simply, all the people who have signed extra stuff. We had Izan Almansa going to the Sixers. Love that. Isaac Gonzalez is going to the Kings. RJ Lewis Jr. is going to the Jazz. Miles Kelly is going to the Mavs. Hunter Dickinson, the big fella, is going to the Pelicans. Sure. Real Madrid's Eli John Ndiaye is going with the Hawks. Vlad Golden, the big fella from Michigan, is going to the Heat. Sure. So these are all two ways or Exhibit 10s. Mark Sears is going to the Bucks. Sure. Hunter Salas from Wake Forest going to the Sixers as well. And Eric Dixon from Villanova is going to the Lakers. Chucky Hepburn from Louisville with the Raptors. And Caleb Love, awesome scorer there on Arizona, is going to the Blazers. So, sure. There you go. All right. As I promised, last little bit was always going to be, what's the Rookie of the Year look like next year, Jim? Well, I'll tell you what. Cooper Flagg is the raging favourite. Raging favourite. And he should win it. He should. Because I think with Kyrie Irving out, there'll be a lot of point forward in his future. He'll be playing next to Anthony Davis. Someone needs to get him the ball. You'll be hanging out. We don't know, obviously, we won't know until free agency next week about Dante Exum, Spencer Dinwiddie, etc. But Cooper Flagg, put the ball in his hand, let him work a little bit. Who knows what's going to happen. But $1.50 for him, you feel okay about it. But the other one that I really like is obviously now Ace Bailey. Because we know that Yaz team is pretty topsy-turvy is probably the best way to say it. Because a couple of years ago, they looked like they had the goods. They were feisty. Injuries smashed them around. Lowry was in and out. Ace Bailey can come in and just be a dude straight away. And he's over $7 at this point. So I actually don't mind that as a bit of a look in. Yakutunis there on Miami. Interesting at 26, but I feel like he will have just like a minutes cap just because defensively he might get fucking killed. Another one is like, depending on what Brooklyn do in terms of like the rest of their free agents, what they do with point guards, Igor Demin at 17 is actually sneakily okay, right? Outside of that, like I don't know if Dylan Harper will get enough of a chance to be an impact player straight away for San Antonio. I don't know about Con Knipple. VJ as well, he's going to be like the fourth option, I think, behind, if Embiid and Paul George are actually healthy and playing. You've still got Maxi McCain, Paul George, Embiid. It gets pretty hard for VJ, I think, to win Rookie of the Year. Con Knipple, same sort of thing. Like, he's an additive player, does a lot of fun shit. Don't think he's going to have much of a chance at winning the Rookie of the Year. Trey Johnson's a little bit more interesting, but that's why I like Ace Bailey for the Jazz. I think he's actually got a little bit of runway, so he can go hammer and tongs. And probably same with Brooklyn with Igor, because, like, just think about Brooklyn and their point guard situation. It's been a shit show. So you get Russian Giddy in there. If he's slinging passes around, causing all sorts of havoc, he's got great size. He's like 6'8", same as Gids. If he's impactful and can actually like shoot a little bit better, it's not a bad outside look. But for obvious reasons, Cooper Flagg, Ace Bailey are my picks. Bit of a roughie, maybe, I don't know, Derek Queen, Cedric Coward. Probably not going to play enough in Memphis straight away. But Queen will have a bit of a chance. What about Yang Hansen, Jim? Yeah, probably not. Noise. Has this swung any of the actual title odds for next year? Let's have a look. I don't think so. Especially with free agency coming up. Still a bit up in the air, isn't it? So we'll have a look and just match up what's going on. Yeah, it hasn't really swung any of the top contenders, obviously. which is OKC, Cleveland, Houston, New York, Orlando, Minnesota, and the Lakers ahead of Boston, which is just weird and silly. But there you go. All right. Well, that's a lot. I've done a lot of talking over the last 2 days. Holy shit. So I reckon that'll do us. Massive congrats to all the dudes who got drafted today. That was awesome. All the dudes who got drafted yesterday. Look, the NBA might not respect you enough to actually show you being drafted on air like a bunch of fucking arseholes. What is that about? Seriously. Jesus. But we do here at NBA Australia. We love you guts. Well done. Well done, especially obviously to all the Aussies between 45 and 55. We get 4 picks. That equals the record. I think we have to go back to, was it 1997? Aussies being drafted. Just add the check. Yeah, I reckon. Where was that? Aussies being drafted. I think it was 1997, I think was the last time. Let's figure it out. We can do this. We did it. We've got it. All right. So, yeah, I think it was 1997. We had 4. Yeah, we had Chris Anstey, CJ Bruton, Paul Rogers, and Ben Pepper. So, love that. We've equaled the record of Aussies in a single draft. Way to go, legends. And as I said, love all the spots. Lahlan Olbrich, maybe not so much, but he gets to hang out with Gids. So that's a win in my book. All right. Well, that will do us for today and for this week. But we'll be back on deck on Monday. What do you mean, Jim? Well, yeah, we've got free agency coming up, so we need to prep you for that. So we've just gone from Game 7, which was this week, remember? Oh, and we've got Alex Dukas Day coming up because the OKC Thunder are laying it out where every player gets a day. Fuck Clay Bennett. He somehow gets a day. Fuck that guy forever. But Alex Dukas, I think it's July 8. So we'll celebrate that in style. Don't worry about that. But Monday, we'll be doing a big free agency preview show. That'll be fun. So tune in for that. And then on Tuesday, we'll go through free agency as it sort of opens up and break it all down for you. Sound good? Good. Great. Fuck yes. And now, that's it. So we'll have some videos probably popping off as well. Make sure you're following NBA Australia on Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, and YouTube. Get all around it. Jump in the comments, say g'day. Make sure you subscribe to all of that. Check us a rating and review on your Apple Podcast, your Spotify, YouTube, whatever app you're using on your Android phone. Of course, it really does help. So please make sure he's rating, reviewing, subscribing, starring, all that good shit. And you can support the show by buying us a coffee or shouting us a beer. Just hit the link in our bio as well and do that. Very much appreciate it. You can sign up to the membership level if you want. You get an exclusive, unique podcast each month if you do that. So we're taping the first of those next week. It's going to be a ripper. Big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song. They rule. So do Joshua De La Rentis, Fascinated Goldmines, Ramshackle Army, iOS, Jedi, Green, and Dozers. They're behind all the tunes you hear throughout the show. So smash them all in Bandcamp. Triple J and Earth, Facey, Apple Music, Spotify. However you follow your bands, support your bands, do that. NBA Australia supports Australian bands. And that'll do us. I am cooked after 2 days of yelling about basketball for about 7 hours non-stop over 2 days. Jesus. So we will catch you on Monday, you dickheads, for a big free agency primer. And until then, have a great weekend. This is NBA Australia saying, look after yourselves, would ya? Congrats to the Aussies who got drafted. We love your guts. And later, hoes on. G'day, legends. Your mate Jim from NBA Australia here. That's right. I'm doing a thing at the end of the show. In the business, we call it a thing at the end of the show, I guess. I don't know. Either way, all I'm just saying is just make sure you're rating, reviewing, starring, subscribing across all of the apps that you use for NBA Australia. Jump in the comments. Give us a shout. We'll bang you in yeah, nahs. Any other questions? I'll have a crack. I've got nothing better to do, basically. Also, just ask any questions. Tell me what you want to hear from the show and sing out and let us know. And of course, if you want to help support the show, jump on the old dabble. Use that code NBA Australia. Click on the link that's in the show description or on the socials. It goes up whenever I do the morning vibes, etc. So if that's your thing, jump on there. Use that code NBA Australia. And remember, Look after yourselves, would you?